guys, my name is Jody. Welcome to Sketchup Skills. In today's video we're going to be looking at the second installment of my three-part series on how to model tufted furniture. In the first video we went over the basics of how to create the tufts, and we did 3 different styles of tufts that you can take a look at, and if you want to watch that video first I would recommend that, and I will link that into the comments below. In today's video what we're going to be doing is looking at how we finish off those tufts by creating edges and sides to mimic the look of the top of a tufted ottoman. So that will give you a good basis for creating the edges of the furniture pieces, which we will then use in video number 3 to go ahead and finish off a whole piece where we're showing you how to add these tufts and create the edges for the back of a tufted chair. So we're going to start off this particular video by just looking at the different ways in which we can finish off those edges. If we go through some of these examples that we've looked at before for these furniture pieces, you can see that basically what we're going to be trying to mimic is taking that edge, taking that fabric material and wrapping it around the edge of a piece of furniture. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. As we're going through this, if you have any questions or don't understand any part of the process, always feel free to drop me a line in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or clear up any confusion. And then if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more tutorials like this one. Let's go ahead and just take a look at things and get started with it. I've just brought in this geometry from our previous lesson. Be sure to check the links below for to take a look at this previous video. We're going to be using this to create the edges and the corners of our tufting. I'm going to start off by opening up my toolbar for my quad modeling tools. This is an extension from Vertex 6 in which I've combined all of the tools that I use. Sub D, Vertex Tools, Artisan, and a few other things that I find are helpful during my modeling process when working with quad faces. Both of these pieces of geometry, I'm just checking to see that they look okay when they're subdivided, and they look good. And we're going to start by taking this one corner piece and using it to create the extension of the button at the top of our piece. So I'm just going to copy this, bring it over and line it up, and then rotate it so that it is at a 90-degree angle. Actually, it's a 45-degree angle, as if this seam was coming off the edge of our piece. I'm going to delete half of it. And then I'm splitting this piece so that we're actually only modeling the bottom half of the half. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take my pencil tool and fill in this geometry between these two pieces by closing these lines up. Just going straight across one line to the next. Everything is planar here, so we shouldn't have any issues with creating geometry with holes in it. I do want to make sure that all of my geometry here is a quadrilateral based if possible, so I'm just going to make sure that I fill those out by using my inference tools and creating straight pieces there. I'm going to duplicate this piece by mirroring it to the other side. Group it and then run sub D. You'll notice that I've got a little bit of a glitch here. That's happening because I've got multiple vertices in one spot. So you'll see here I've actually got 2 vertices in one place. I'm going to merge them together so that everything is clean, and then when I run sub D again, you'll see that that glitch has been disappeared. So I've got my nice piece here showing the seam coming off the edge on the side. And I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate a few things and just check that the geometry looks good, and then we'll move forward to the next step of this process. So the reason I'm doing this mirror is to make sure that the left and the right of this piece of geometry are the same, so that when I do combine things that I don't end up with those glitches again. It's nice and clean. Everything lines up. I'm going to copy this top piece which we just created. I'm going to rotate it, and I'm just going to line it up here with this other buttonhole so that I've got not just the top piece but the side piece as well. And again, we're going to make sure that there's only one vertex in each spot. So there's one. When I find them, I'm going to merge them together. Just trying to make sure that my geometry stays nice and clean. It looks like that I accidentally deleted that line when I made those copies, so I'm just going to go in and fix those up. So you can see how this is progressing, and we're going to move on to the next step to go ahead and build out this corner and then create some edges as well. I'm deleting this edge over here, or this repeat over here, and we're just going to start to move forward with creating kind of an edge where the fabric is wrapping around the side of our furniture piece. To make sure that everything stays parallel, these lines here these vertices here need to sort of be spread out a little bit. This is going to make it look like that the seam is flattening out and spreading as it goes towards the edge of the furniture. Gradually spreading that so that it flattens out as it goes around the corner. And again, we always try to be as time conscious as possible, so instead of doing this again, I'm just going to copy the piece that I made and move it over. Make sure that all my vertices matched up good. So now you can see that we're working on building this corner out. I've jumped ahead, and I've taken out that piece that I've built up originally, those 4 quads in the corner. And what we're doing here is we're going to select these outer edges, these outer vertices, and we're going to use the bridge tool to combine them and then fill in this corner. And when we subdivide it, you can see that it's got a nice curve here. I do want a little bit more detail in here, so I am going to go ahead and select these loops and insert another line, and then move this out a little bit so that we have a little bit more control over the shape of this corner. And I'm really happy with the way this is looking. We're going to pull these vertices down, move in copy mode to create additional vertices, and then scale them in so that we've created sort of a curve here. Really happy with the way this is looking. It's got a nice smooth corner, the seams going off the edges of the piece, and we're just going to go ahead and do a little bit of adjustment to some of this piece just to give it a little bit more personal detail and make it look a little bit more realistic. And then finally, we're just going to take this piece and go ahead and mirror in copy mode and fill it out so that we've got all four corners of this pretend ottoman that we're putting together, and make sure that the geometry's been cleaned up, make sure my vertices are lining up properly, and go ahead and subdivide it, and we'll see our final piece. For our square-shaped tuft, we're going to be doing pretty much the same process to create the edges and the corners. We're going to go through this a little bit faster because most of the process is very similar. The difference is that we are connecting to the edge of the seam as opposed to having the seam being at an angle. So we just need to line everything up along the edges. We're going to, just like we did before, pull this piece over here and then delete half of it, and the only thing is we don't have to duplicate any of this piece here. We're just going to take these edges from the top half of this piece and just extend them down and smooth out our pleats like we did for the other shaped tuft. Just going to take these vertices, spread them out a little bit so they look like they're flattening when they get to the edge of the furniture piece where the fabric wraps around the side. Here I'm using the edge slide tool as part of the Vertex Tools to pull these vertices just out a little bit and smooth them down. Move in copy mode while we're in Vertex Tools so that I can add some geometry to the edges over there. And once we have that piece, we're going to go ahead and group it and then subdivide it and see what it looks like. So this is a little bit simpler. We do have some triangles there. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Sub D doesn't have too much of an issue with triangles. We try to make things quads when we can, but the process of taking those triangles out is honestly a little bit more complicated than it's really worth. So here I've just deleted one side and mirrored it so that I can make sure that when I join two pieces that they match up nice and cleanly. And then I'm going to take this piece that I just created and move it over to the other side of the corner, just like we did with the other tuft example. What we're going to be doing is taking this seam, this half of the seam, and adding it to the other side because we will not be joining the side on the corner will not be joining up to another piece. We need to kind of include this part of the seam on both sides of the tuft. So I'm just going to take these pieces here and duplicate them, move in copy mode, line them up so that they are matching on the other side. And then I'm going to do the same with this piece. I could technically take that first piece and mirror it and rotate it around to create a duplicate piece. That would have been a more efficient way to handle this, but it's good for you to see me repeat this process just so that you are sure that you're following along well. So again, make sure everything is lined up so that it's nice and clean. I'm going to select this edge, and then we're going to use the bridge tool and Vertex Tools to go ahead and link those two pieces together. I'm going to select these rings and then add another loop in there so that I've got some more control over the corner. Fill in these pieces here, and then just reshape this corner piece so that it is a little bit pointier and not so round when we get to our finished piece. Pull those pieces out there. And honestly, that's pretty much it. All the rest of what we're going to do here is very similar to the beginning piece that we did. We're going to fill out our piece, and what we do want to drag the edges down to make sure that we've got that fabric that wraps around along the bottom of our tuft, of our cushion. And again, when you are joining those pieces, you want to make sure that your vertices are lining up and matching, and merging any places where you have duplicate vertices. So just take these pieces, mirror them from left to right and then top to bottom, and we've created our whole ottoman. So I just wanted to show you the end result of these two different styles of pleats put together with their edges and corners to create the ottoman, the tufted cushions for the ottomans. So you can see that they're pretty realistic looking in terms of their folds and pleats and the button tufts going on. And I hope that you enjoyed this whole process, and if you want to stick with us for the next video, we'll be looking at how to use these tufted pieces to create a little bit more complex of a shape. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click the like button and then subscribe to my channel to see some more videos on how to model in SketchUp.